Today I'm going to be making my famous mashed potatoes, and I make these now in my Instapot, and I think they are delicious, healthy, and really easy to make. So the first thing I do is I cut up my 3 pounds of Yukon Gold potatoes, and I simply throw them in my Instapot here, and I add some salt and 2 cups of water. That's all I do. Then I shut my lid. I'm going to start my pressure cook for 15 minutes and walk away. In the magic of movie time here, this is going to happen very quickly. Comes up to pressure about 15-20 minutes later. The buzzer goes off. I release all the pressure, take my Instapot potatoes, dump them in a colander, drain the water out, throw them back in my pot. They're already cooked, and now I'm simply going right back to my Instapot, not going to dirty up another dish, and I'm going to mash them. So in my pot with my hot steamy potatoes, I'm going to start with about a teaspoon of table salt. You'll see a little bit later on here that I stop and I taste those, see how they taste to me. But I'm going to start with a teaspoon. And to that, I am going to start with a half of a cup of my evaporated milk and 1/4 a cup of that olive oil, light butter mixture into this pot. And again, I'm just using a half a cup of that canned milk. Remember, I started with 3 pounds of potatoes. So now I'm going to start with that concoction, mix it up. It gets really nice and creamy fast because I've pressure cooked my potatoes for 15 minutes ahead of time. Perfect consistency here. I'm going to stop periodically and do a little taste test. At this point, if your potatoes were drier, I would go ahead and add some more of that milk. But in this case, a half a cup was plenty for this amount of potatoes. And 1/4 a cup of that light butter was perfect. The only thing I really needed to add was some more salt. I really find that mashed potatoes come alive with a little bit more salt, and especially when you're not adding a lot of gravy and real butter and cream to them. But these Yukon Gold potatoes, they're pretty buttery, to be quite honest. So that's really all I do. I calculated all of this through the points builder. I ended up with 8 cups, actually it was just almost right at 8 cups of mashed potatoes. Weighed this and measured this out after I finished. I ran all this through my Weight Watchers builder, and 1 cup of mashed potatoes, the way that I made this with those ingredients, comes out to a 5 point on green Weight Watchers mashed potatoes, and they're just simply delicious. I would never make them any other way. This is really a traditional way I've made my mashed potatoes since I bought my Instapot, and I found out that this just really makes it super easy. The other thing, I always use canned milk, and I try to get the low-fat evaporated canned milk. You can get the fat-free. I really don't think it makes any difference. I bought 2%. I think that's what they had in the store. Of course, if you use the full-fat vitamin D, it's going to raise it by probably a few points. But for me, this was absolutely perfect. Ended up serving these mashed potatoes with some meatloaf that I had made the other night with some peas, and truly terrific. Hope you enjoyed this.